Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Space Monkey Mafia here, and today we're doing malicious compliance. But before I get started with that, look at this awesome pixel art Gage Basil made for me. I remember trying to make pixel art like way back when, but I could never get it to look quite right. Like one pixel was over here, one was over there. But Gage definitely knows how to make it look great. I mean, look at this stuff. I love it. It's so cool. And the tank for today, Monday, is my Beta Embellis tank. I've actually started selling some of these guys because I'm getting 2 new pairs in plus an extra on this upcoming Wednesday, I think. Not this Wednesday, but wait a minute. I don't know how time works. They're coming in on a Wednesday soon, so I'm going to start clearing out the ones I have now, selling them so I can get more genetics. And I'm not going to sell all of them, but I'm going to do like a couple of little fraternity packages since you can keep these together, and it's going to be really cool for people to be able to have tanks with a lot of different male betas that aren't going to kill each other, because Beta Embellis means peaceful beta. They're not super peaceful. There's other peaceful ones, but you can keep them together, so that's pretty cool. And now into the malicious compliance. Lack of common sense costs the customer some sense. So my husband, whom we shall call Craig, works as a supervisor for a parking company at an airport. He told me this tale, which I hope fits here. As well as storing cars securely while customers fly out to other places, Craig's work also offers a wash service and valet service. Additionally, they service 4 different terminals and have 3 different car parks, including an undercover car park for their customers' vehicles. So it goes without saying that the customers' cars are sometimes moved, i.e. from a car park into the wash bay, between terminals depending on where a customer is leaving from or returning to, or to drop a customer off at the terminal or to pick them up. This means that a small amount of fuel is used up in the process. Most customers understand this, but not Susan. No, Susan, not her real name obviously, made a complaint that after picking up her car, she discovered that 5 kilometers of her car's estimated range had been used. Estimated range tells you the approximate distance that a car can travel on the current level of fuel and isn't always 100% accurate. Even if it was, 5 kilometers isn't unreasonable when considering Susan's drop-off, travel between terminals to park the car, travel to their wash area, and travel to pick her up. But Susan wants to be compensated for her 5 kilometers of fuel that they stole from her. After coming up with an idea, Craig talks to the owner. Craig says they should calculate how many kilometers is in a full tank on Susan's make-of car, and then calculate exactly how many liters of fuel 5 kilometers would be at current fuel prices. They do so and find it comes to a cost of 30, maybe 40 cents. So Craig's boss calls Susan and tells her they're very sorry and will refund the cost of the fuel used directly to her credit card. Susan is smug as a pug until she finds out the amount is 30-odd cents. She's even less pleased with the fee of $2 for the transaction from her using a credit card. Don't ask me why, but Craig's company's card machines charge for credit transactions under a certain amount. Anyway, Susan's complaint ended up costing her $1.70, and the best thing? She couldn't argue, because Craig and his boss did exactly what she asked. I like this one. This is funny to me. Like, it's not, it's hard-hitting as some of the others, but I love it, because it's just so petty. Why would you complain about that little type of thing? I mean, why would you make a stink about that? I mean, your time, it's going to take more than 5 minutes to complain about it. I'm sure with 5 minutes of your time, you can earn more than 30 cents just to make it up. Also, it introduced me to a new subreddit that someone mentioned in the comments that I will be covering later. Brother doesn't want to listen? Fine. Get grounded. Sorry that this is a little less high stakes than other MCs, but I thought this was funny and he kinda deserved it. For clarification, I am on mobile, so my formatting will probably be terrible, so sorry for that. Anyway, I'm about to take the SAT, a test taken in 3rd year of high school that determines college acceptance for European readers. So I've been studying all day and was having trouble because my younger brother, who is 12, has been playing Fortnite all day and yelling loudly into his microphone. Earlier in the day, my dad told him to go into the yard and clean up after our dog, which he did hastily in order to get back to his game quicker. I was outside pulling weeds when I noticed he hadn't finished his chore, which he usually does because my dad doesn't check. Today while I was pulling weeds, my dad told me he was going to mow the lawn today, so if he left anything in the yard, my dad would know. I went and knocked on his door to tell him to go finish it quickly because he would most likely get grounded for not finishing his chores. Before I could say anything, he told me to leave and that whatever it was I had to say, he didn't care because his game was too important. I tried to reason with him, but he refused to listen. After about half a minute of waiting for him to finish talking so that I could tell him, I decided I would just do what he wanted. So I left the room and went about my day. So now he's grounded for the weekend and I get to study in peace. I like this one. As someone who has a little sibling somewhat obsessed with Fortnite, yeah, this is pretty accurate. They just I spent one of the summers, I saw him like 4 times in the summer, except for the time when we were on vacation, which he still somehow managed to play Fortnite. I don't even think there was Wi-Fi, so not sure how that happened, but yeah, I saw him like a handful of times during the entire summer, and we were both home the whole time. But hey, he has fun, he connects with some of his friends, so that's good. There's a good aspect to it. But also, I barely see him because he spends hours on it every single day. So yeah, maybe grounding is not bad, especially for a couple of breaks. Not allowed to change in the locker room anymore? Okay. This happened fairly recently. My work is fairly small and situated in a mall. We have one small locker room, but it's unisex, so no one gets fully dressed there, but many people will change their tops. Most days I work 2 shifts, an early morning maintenance shift with a midday lunch shift starting straight after I finish the maintenance. My managers are really stingy with breaks, absolute legal minimum, clock to the second. They'll also try and schedule you for just under the hour requirement to avoid giving another break. I.e., if you do another break if you work 8 hours, they'll schedule you for 7 hours and 45 minutes. As a maintenance worker, I have a maintenance shirt which I switch to a general uniform top whenever I come off maintenance. Since I'm female presenting, I wear a light shirt underneath for decency. Normally it would only take me a few seconds to switch tops and jump back on the floor for my second shift, but a few weeks ago my boss pulled me aside and told me that they didn't want me changing in the locker room anymore for hygiene reasons. Notably, they didn't tell any of my male co-workers who had been doing the same thing for years. Now I have to walk to the nearest bathroom, approximately 5 minutes away, to get changed. Here's where the compliance comes in. There was an unspoken expectation that I would have to get changed during my break, but given how stingent my managers are, I really didn't want to gouge a large chunk of my limited free time. Instead, every day I deliberately leave a small amount of maintenance work left undone, maybe 10-15 minutes worth, before my break, so I'd have to keep my maintenance shirt on to complete that work. Once that's done, I take a leisurely stroll to the nearest bathroom while on clock to get changed. This is generally one of my busiest periods, early lunch rush, so my managers often have to stop sitting and chatting in the office to cover me until I get back. I like this one too. What? It seems ridiculous to me that they can schedule you for 7 hours and 45 minutes and not have to give you a break. That should be close enough. They should do the roundup thing, honestly. It should just round up for that kind of thing, because that's stupid. I don't like that. I really hope I don't ever end up with a job with managers like this. Jeez. Not into Asians? Okay. On mobile. The setting, a populated city, the gay community, and a particular dating app specifically for gay men. One of the many things I picked up when I first moved into the city were that the gay community was often very picky as a whole, sweeping generalization. There have been many times when using the said dating app where people would say, "I'm sorry, I'm not into Asians. No sweat, it's fine, I moved on." Fast forward 2 years of living in the city. For the first time in my life, I had the opportunity to gym year-round and focus on my health. I wasn't given such opportunity while in college, nor did I have as many friends as I do now that are certified fitness trainers or bodybuilders. I owe them a lot of thanks for my transformation. Over the course of 2 years, I went from 140 pounds to 185 pounds. During my prime physique, where I was cutting really nicely, those same men who weren't into me now notice me, now want to talk to me, and now want to hang out. They would hit me up all the time on this app. Some would be bold and attempt to start conversations with me in person at the gym I went to. Some would even come to the bar I worked at and try to get my attention. And it always brought me joy to say, "I'm sorry, you're not into Asians, remember?" This is a good one. I like this little compliance. First of all, good for this guy for getting real fit and healthy. I mean, it's always good to live up to your potential. Try to be healthy. Good for him on this for 2 years, keeping at it. Secondly, if you're not into someone, actually tell them why. Be polite about it. If you're gonna tell them why, don't make up an excuse. Or with these people, they need to calm down in their expectations a little. Chill out a tad. Want any beer? Sure. So this will be a short story without an absolute ending, but thought it would be worth sharing. I work in a pub, which has about 30 taps of beer. Sometimes people come in just asking for a beer. I always ask if there's anything in particular they are looking for so they can get something they would enjoy. I usually have a default beer if they are a tourist or just want a standard beer. However, the place I work at used to have a very, very sour red ale, White Rabbit Red Ale. We were told that if anyone ordered it, we would ask if they had it before and give them a taste of it. Most of the customers that asked for just a beer, I would pour the standard beer. But there was a few customers yelling, "I just want a beer, is that so hard?" Sure. Why do people yell at poor retail people? Because still being a bartender is still sort of retail, I guess. It's still customer service. These poor customer service people, why do people think it's fine to yell at them? That doesn't make any sense in any brain. This is stupid. Poor guys. This is why I'm glad. So far, fingers crossed, I've never had to work retail. I've never had to work customer service. Fingers crossed that I don't have to ever because it just seems like the most annoying thing, and these people never get paid enough either. And that about wraps it up for today. I know these were kind of like shorter stories, less high-stakes stories, but I thought they were kind of fun, just kind of a fun thing for a Monday. If you guys did enjoy it, like, comment, subscribe, all that good little YouTube stuff. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and if you did, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.